The date is September the 6th, and the first action we'll be showing you on this tape is the visit of Luton Town. But before we go through the goals, let's just go back to the very first match of the season, where we had Norwich City as the visitors. Ended up as a goalless draw, and Chelsea got off the mark with the first point of the season. They then went to Oxford United, where they registered another draw, this time drawing 1-1. They then travelled up to Sheffield Wednesday, losing this time 2-0. And then we had the visit of Coventry City to Stamford Bridge, which was ending up to be a very frustrating 0-0 draw. So Chelsea going into the Luton Town match, still looking for their first goal of the season. How long did we have to wait for that?
And Dixon turn. Once again, very good sharp turn by Dixon. Catching deflection on the way. And the ball running out for a corner. Murphy with a kick. McLaughlin up. And Dixon comes split, and it's in! Dixon's off the mark! And there is one very, very happy man. Very clearly well-directed header by Kerry Dixon. Nice to see him snapping that one up. 2 or 3 chances he's had this half, albeit both half chances, but perhaps that's his first clear-cut opportunity.
So Kerry Dixon getting Chelsea off the mark in the 1986-87 season. But for many people, they're a bit concerned about Dixon. Had he had too much football after his visit down to Mexico with the England party? He went all that way and only figured, I believe, in 6 minutes of actual live action. So, Chelsea getting off to a bit of a quiet start in front of goal, but there's Dixon getting his first goal. Was he back to his old, sharp, former self?
Now, will this spark Chelsea into further goals? And certainly, Dixon, for my money this afternoon, has got a bit of a spring in his step. And once again, Dixon winning that in the air well. And a space. Oh, and he cracks the crossbar. And that goal mouth attempt resembled more of American football rather than soccer. Whole of the Chelsea forward line.
So that was the beginning of Kerry Dixon's bad luck, and by and large he had a very misfortunate season, and by his very high standards, one that he won't look back with as being one of the most successful of his career. I asked Ken Bates at the end of the season what he realistically expected Chelsea to achieve over this season. I have a gentleman with me who needs no introduction if you're a Chelsea supporter. It's, of course, Mr. Ken Bates. And what we're going to do is ask him his impressions of how the season's gone. But before we ask him that, I'd like to, if we can, cast our minds back to last August time and ask you, Ken, on the balance of things, what were you really expecting to achieve this season?
Well, I expected us to be in contention for the Championship and very near Wembley in all 3 competitions. It was as simple and as high as that. We'd strengthened the team in the close season. We spent a lot of money because we had criticism the previous year that we didn't have any strength in depth. And we went out and bought Wegerle, McNaught, Jury, Wicks. We signed Godden, thinking therefore we'd have a much stronger squad than we had the previous year.
So there we have it. There's Ken Bates speaking very much with the benefit of hindsight. And if we go back to that Chelsea match against Luton, let's just remind ourselves of really Chelsea had some dreadful luck, both from injuries as well as the opposition getting some rather very lucky goals, as illustrated by this Mike Newell goal.
Ricky Hill doing enough to turn well. Good challenge there by McLaughlin. Newell. Oh! And Newell won't get a lucky goal.
And there you saw the softest goal of the season seen at Stamford Bridge. A wicked deflection going around Tony Godden. And that put Luton on level terms with Chelsea just on the stroke of half-time.
Committed prior to the deflection. Going one way and the ball.
So clearly a bit of good luck for Luton and not such good luck for Chelsea. But what was to follow? Even more good luck for Luton, and a very bad injury coming up for Colin Pates as Luton get their second goal of the match.
Wicked clearance there by Pates. Newell in the open, and he's put it away for number 2 for Luton.
And as Mike Newell buried that goal, poor Colin Pates was lying flat on his back, and this is what followed.
10 men of Chelsea against 11 of Luton.
So Chelsea losing a second goal and their skipper, but worse was to follow. Immediately from this goal kick, Luton go up the other end, but Chelsea left back Miller gets injured, and it's goal number 3 for Luton.
And Miller down with an injury, so Chelsea reduced to 2 back players. Speedy filling the gap, and Steen picking his spot very well. And
so quite clearly a very, very bad day from Chelsea's point of view. And that was the final score. Chelsea 1, Luton 3, and Chelsea ending up with 10 fit men. And
that's number 1 for Forest. And it's the man Neil Webb who can do no wrong at this moment, scoring yet again. Now Dixon against Metcod. Will he try and go round him? He is. Ball cut inside to Nevin. And that's 1-1. Speedy up. Finding Jones to Mickey Hazard. Speedy again to Bumstead. Shot, and it's there for number 2 for Chelsea. Brilliant move by the Blues. Faced by Miller for Chelsea. Now can Carr go around him? He can, cross in, and that's another brilliant goal. This time number 10 Gary Birtles. It's it to Franz Carr. Faced by Miller. Setting up Webb. And it's number 3 for Forest. It's that man Webb again. McLaughlin coming over to Birtles, and that's number 4 for Forest. And Bowyer making that his for Forest. To Webb in space, to Clough. To Webb in space again, and he scores unchallenged. And that's Webb's hat-trick of the afternoon. Another very, very fast winger. Howard sticking with him well. Clough in a bit of space. Looking for a bit of support, goes for the middle. And Pates pulls him down. And that was a penalty decision. He can. Clinically puts it away in the corner.
So Chelsea coming second best on the day on what was really a fine game of football.
Towards Dixon, jumping with Kevin Moran. Towards Pat Nevin, just ducked in with a header. Moran's header again. And Dixon coming through. And a goal! A great start for Chelsea. And a terrible blow for Manchester United. And just as he did last April here, Kerry Dixon getting his name on the score sheet.
And well won by Hazelwood. Robert Lee going on, chipping Godden, and that's a beautiful goal, straight in the corner. And that all came about by that very decisive headed clearance by Hazelwood, picking out Robert Lee. He was attempted to be manhandled to the ground as he went through. Recovered his footing well, saw Godden coming off of his line and chipped him beautifully.
These are difficult times at the Bridge, where it's 7 months now since Chelsea managed a home win, and the tension at the club is reflected in tonight's team news. John Hollins drops Joe McLaughlin, whose transfer request was turned down yesterday, and David Speedie, whose instant response some 2 hours before the kick-off was also to talk of a move. Axe 2 is Nigel Spackman. In come Keith Jones, Kevin McAllister and Steve Wicks, who reached the final of this competition last season with Queen's Park Rangers. Top scorer Keith Walwyn successfully tested a damaged foot when York arrived at the ground, so the return of right-back Steve Senior is the only change from the first leg, when Tony Canham struck the goal which gave York their lead at the halfway mark in this intriguing tie. Tonight's referee comes from Sutton Coldfield, it's Maurice Robinson. So Chelsea kick off against the York City side, who've already accounted for second division Sunderland in the Littlewoods Cup. But the buzz here at Stamford Bridge still about who's not playing, with the dropping of Speedie, McLaughlin and Spackman. But John Hollins was cheered by some early news about Pat Nevin, who's been suffering from food poisoning and arrived at the ground not hopeful of playing, but felt better as the late afternoon wore on, and he is out there. Kevin McAllister, who was the last signing of the previous manager here, John Neal. Touch from Nevin, and McAllister against Derek Hood. He got the ball away from him, good support away from Bumstead, and a cross that gives Leaning an early opportunity to show the quality in his handling, John Bumstead at the hub of that Chelsea move. Well, watching with interest in the crowd, you can see David Speedie. Canham, as Bumstead was trying to force a way through. Canham again. Here's Wood. McAllister again sitting wide on the touchline. Dixon calling for the early cross, and it's delivered too. And that's a super save by Andy Leaning. It looked as though it was going to loop over him. His colleagues rushed to congratulate him about it before setting their minds to the corner that has resulted. It was a very sensible cross from McAllister. Dixon got there, and the goalkeeper had to dive backwards as well as across. Wicks miscued. McAllister, Wicks in the way, and it didn't help Chelsea. The home side picking up the tempo. McNaught. Oh! Well, Dixon suddenly getting into the limelight after a quiet start to the match. Twice in a matter of seconds, he's threatened with brave headers. You're grateful to see that one fly wide. McAllister still really looking to establish himself as a regular here at Chelsea. Nevin, the blue troops are massing in the middle. They can stay there because Chelsea have a corner. In fact, they have a free kick for the lateness of the attempted tackle on Nevin. It's the tall brigade, Rugby, Dixon, Wicks, and Dixon. Well, I'm not sure, as he gets the congratulations, whether there was a shove on him as the ball arrived. It was a strange one, really, but it's the goal that Chelsea have been looking for. And I wonder whether, in fact, if Dixon himself actually got all of the ball. You might see better from this angle. Sprager involved, and it's an own goal really for Ricky Sprager if you're going to be pedantic about it. Nevin drags Sprager out of the middle. Rugby's cross. Dixon is there again, and in concentrating on getting his header down, he got really too much on top of that one, and Leaning was able to make the save. Again, Chelsea playing to their strengths, really, by getting their crosses in early. Here's Wood. And Dixon not sure where it had dropped, and that was fortunate for York. Well, at least on aggregate, Chelsea have evened the count. The goal 7 minutes from half-time, caused by the presence of Kerry Dixon, but to my mind, by the head of Ricky Sprager. But York very much still in the tie, and they know that if they were to get an away goal in the second half, Chelsea then would have to get 3 by the end of extra time to win. So at half-time at Stamford Bridge, it's 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. Ricky Sprager's own goal may be the piece of luck that Chelsea need in their current predicament. Wicks beaten to it by Banton's flick, guided down by Dixon for Chelsea. Nevin pilfering it away from Steve Senior. I think once you've seen John McNaught once, you'll not forget him. A formidable frame in the Jan Molby style. scarcely been a problem at Tony Godden's end so far. Whereas, apart from being beaten by his own player, Andy Leaning pulled off one of the saves of the season so far. And Dixon not troubled by the tightness of the angle. And the player of Kerry Dixon's type must never lose his essential quality, which is an appetite for goals. Not a sophisticated style, but an effective one when Dixon's on his game. McNaught to Jones. On from Bumstead. Here's Rugby. Dixon trying to stay onside. York holding a square back line. Frazier boots it away. Cannon was late, unfortunately made no contact on McAllister. Nevin. Dixon, lovely goal. That certainly is Dixon's. Chelsea now in front on aggregate. And the decision of John Hollins to have Pat Nevin moved infield from his usual birthright on the right pays off, because it was Nevin's header as a central forward that paved the way for Dixon's goal. So, with 61 minutes gone, thanks to Dixon, it's 2-0 to Chelsea, 2-1 on aggregate. Well, now the third division side do have to take a chance or two. Try to get the likes of Gary Ford into the game. Pates trying to prevent that. Dixon, and on the break, it's McNaught. And he's got the speed and strength to get away from Hood. Faced by Leaning. McAllister has an open goal. McAllister scores. And Chelsea really are in the driving seat now. York City rather overpowered then by the strength initially of John McNaught. Hood had to come across as the covering defender, and he couldn't stop him. But how about this for presence of mind from McNaught to see where McAllister was and give him the goal. It was a vain chase for Derek Hood. Leaning did what he could to hold McNaught up. The difficulties John Hollins has had so far this season really has been to handle his players now that there is more competition for places. Well, the ones that are out there at the moment are going to make the manager's job a little bit easier for the next few days or so at least, because they've staked their claims. And I'm sure John Hollins will be delighted with the contributions of the likes of McNaught and McAllister. Bumstead, not too far away. But without the security of those 3 goals in the bank, John Bumstead may have thought twice about accepting the responsibility of having a crack. But he threw caution to the wind and was nearly rewarded with a spectacular goal. Jones, laid off by Nevin. McAllister and Dixon! Oh, how did he keep it out? Andy Leaning is not the goalkeeper perhaps many of you will know, but he has made 3 marvellous saves here. Dixon doesn't know why he hasn't got another goal to his tally, but we can tell him. It's the agility of Andy Leaning. He really should be called Andy Stretching. Jones with the corner. Rugby, and Leaning claims it again as Pat Nevin was about to pull the trigger. Chelsea 4 minutes away from their place in the 3rd round. Hazard and Bumstead. The ball didn't run for him, he lost his balance and then regained it. And then Chelsea perhaps over-elaborating now. But Pickering and company are being run ragged in the final stages. And they are voicing their disapproval to the referee. Mick Pickering being called out by Maurice Robinson. Actually, Mick Pickering is one of the most gentle characters off the field. Hazard. Oh, he has embroidered proceedings since his entry. Obstruction on McAllister. And Senior, who's been detailed since the substitution to try and curb the Scottish winger, finding it just as difficult as Hood did. Hazard with the free kick, Rugby with the header, and Leaning grateful that the ball came within reach. It's a very relaxed Chelsea now, and York standing and almost delivering another goal. York's priorities, apart from looking towards perhaps the FA Cup for more heroics in the style of their victory a couple of seasons ago against Arsenal and their stirring contests against Liverpool. Their task is to get out of the 3rd division. And there's enough quality in Dennis Smith's side to have realistic hopes of that. But they might just have provided a turning point for Chelsea. Certainly their supporters will hope that. Butler. And Hood for Mills. York with plenty of players forward as we move into injury time. Mackenzie with a cross, but it's been an untroubled evening for Tony Godden. It's been a happy evening for Chelsea, in particular for John Hollins. Picking the side tonight was no easy task. He certainly upset some of his senior players, but the team that he's put out have done him proud, particularly Kevin McAllister, who obliged with a goal and an impish performance down Chelsea's right-hand side. Terry Dixon played his part, scoring one, pressurising Sprager into an own goal for the first crucial goal. York City in the end not equal to their task here after performing so splendidly in the first leg. So Chelsea are through to the 3rd round, a 3-0 welcome home victory at last, 3-1 on aggregate.
The teams today, for West Ham United, Phil Parkes in goal. Number 2, Ray Stewart. Number 3, George Paris. Number 4, Tony Gale, who returns after an injury to his foot. Paul Hilton. At number 6, Kevin Keane. At number 7, Mark Ward. Number 8, Frank McAvenny. Number 9, Alan Dickens. Number 10, Tony Cottee. And number 11, Neil Orr.
The Chelsea team today shows Tony Godden in goal, Darren Wood at right back, number 3 is Big Doug Rugby, number 4 Colin Pates, the captain, number 5 Steve Wicks, number 6 John Bumstead, number 7 Pat Nevin, number 8 Keith Jones, number 9 Kerry Dixon, number 10 Kevin McAllister, number 11 John McNaught, and their substitute today is Mike Hazard. Frank McAvenny gets us away. Gale. Long searching ball. Ruby. Jones. Tony Gale inside to Stewart. Wicks. Dickens cut it out. McAvenny on the ball. Big Steve Wicks managed to get back and get his boot in the way. Well, Chelsea will be looking to repeat their performances at Tottenham and Old Trafford this season when they've won both those games. Dixon beaten by Paris. Pates pushed Tony Coddy there, the referee saw it. Kevin Keane and Gale on the ball. Gale to Keane. McAvenny. Some nice interplay there. Paris. Pates. Darren Wood. McAllister. Good solid tackle there from George Paris, and he also wins the throw. Right-footed. Rugby. Held by Parks. Out to Tony Gale. Long ball down the wing. Beautiful ball. Kevin Keane. Beautiful move that by West Ham from the goalkeeper down the right wing. Kevin Keane got a lovely cross in. It was maybe just a little too high, but Tony Coddy got his head to it and it flew over the bar. Godden. Ward. McAvenny. Ward. Dickens. Stewart. Oh, clever play there by Ray Stewart, who's in the Scotland squad for next Wednesday's European Championship match in the Republic of Ireland. McNaught. Stewart. Ward. Stewart. McAvenny. Wicks conceded throw in. Keane. Ward. Tenacious play there. A good solid shot from Kevin Keane, left foot. 19 years old, just breaking into the team. He's not afraid to have a shot, as he's shown in his previous games. Stewart. Rugby. Paris. Won by McAllister. Wood. Jones. McAllister. Cut out by Hilton. McAllister. There was a little push in the back there from Kerry Dixon, but he got away with it. Wood. Nevin. Wood. Hilton. Wood. Nevin. Silky skills there, puts McAllister away. It's a good crosser, this lad. Ray Stewart got a very important header in there. Just managed to edge it away. Dixon beats Hilton. Nevin falls down as Gale tackles. And the referee has pointed to the penalty spot. Well, well, well. There didn't look any hint of a foul there, really. Nevin just fell over. But it's a penalty to Chelsea. The game 23 minutes old. And Keith Jones looks like he's going to take it. Yes, 1-0 to Chelsea. Keith Jones, a talented young midfielder. Kevin Keane with the corner from the left. Hit the bar, it's there, McAvenny. Minutes. West Ham United won, Chelsea won. So we've got a game on our hands here. Frank McAvenny, his 5th goal of the season, that. Ward. Keane. Oh! How unlucky. Well, there's uproar now because the referee's given a decision. Or a free kick to West Ham, I think. Godden's having a word with him. He's refusing to be budged. He's given a penalty, I don't know what for. Ray Stewart. He's had one penalty this season, which he put straight in the back of the net as usual. 33rd minute of the game now. Ray Stewart against Godden. Oh, and there's no stopping that one. Tony Godden, the man who made 2 penalty saves at Old Trafford, had no answer to that one. So Ray Stewart, who scored against Liverpool from the spot, repeats the dose in this game. That's his 2nd league goal of the season. Pates and Cottee. Cottee lays it back for McAvenny. And he shoots just over the top. There's a little hint of a limp there with Frank McAvenny, who's also in the Scotland squad for next Wednesday's crucial game in Dublin. Stewart wins it well. Rugby. Gale. Gale. Rugby. Gale. No. We're 3 minutes away from half-time now. The score, West Ham United 2, Chelsea 1. Orr. Jones. It's being held back there by Orr. The referee did see it. So it's a free kick to Chelsea. Pates will take the kick. Short to Jones. Out to Wood. Pates. Jones. Didn't get hold of that. Bumstead. Jones. Gale. Orr. Keane. It's a chase with Cottee and Wood. Wood puts it out of touch. Sensible thing to do in that situation. Hilton wins that one. McAllister. Gale gets it away. Wicks. Orr. Beautiful ball into space for Tony Cottee. Wicks is closing in down, he's gone inside. And he saw! A brilliant bit of play by Cottee. Slid inside the challenge, left foot shot, just outside the post. Steve Wicks with the kick. Hilton. Dickens. Tries to put Keane away on the left. Darren Wood on the ball. Throw in to West Ham. Paris. Cottee. It's a bit off with that pass, but Ward will keep it in. It's got Stewart inside. He's played the ball, but he's standing still. Stewart. Easy ball for Godden to deal with that one. Wood. Dixon takes it well on his chest, turns. Jones. Wood. Pat Nevin. It's Pat Nevin who headed the winner for Chelsea here last year. And it's a goal! Dixon wins it in the air. 58 minutes. A cross from Pat Nevin to the far post, and Kerry Dixon showed his strength in the air. 2 goals each. Bonds. Ward. Stewart. Dickens. Ruby. Well, Chelsea have been pressing since the half began, in fact, and probably deserve that equaliser. McAllister. Gale. Bonds. Stewart. Bundled to the ground there by McNaught, and the referee's notebook's coming out. A bit too much physical from the Scot. He made his league debut in the last game of last season. So it's a free kick to West Ham. Gale to Ward. Another free kick. Ruby kicking in the back. And Ward's just given that straight away. He's not fizzing with the same effect as he did last season. Hilton. Paris misses it. Gale clears. Wood to Jones. Bonzo gets the boot in. Dixon. Nevin pinches it off Gale, gets it back again. There's a free kick being given. Parks. Ward. Ward adjusts to a foul Rugby there. Well, this is a fighting display from Chelsea, because the tension was really on them last Wednesday when they faced York City, a goal down at Stamford Bridge, and John Hollins reflected the tension when he dropped Joe McLaughlin, David Speedy and Nigel Spackman. And now they've taken the lead. Bumstead, some slack marking at the back there. 61 minutes gone. It's West Ham United 2, Chelsea 3. Well, that's really gladdened the Chelsea hearts. As I was saying, John Hollins dropped 3 of his star men, and in came Keith Jones, Kevin McAllister and Steve Wicks, and all 3 have been retained for this afternoon's game, and there's certainly a better spirit in their side. Well, West Ham, from being in the lead, are now a goal behind, so they've got it all to do. Neil Orr, Dickens, clever bit of play, couldn't quite find Bonzo. Ward won that well. Dickens to Cotty. Beautiful cross past Wicks. McAllister. Back to his keeper. Cotty read it. Pinched the ball. He's put it wide for Ward. Well, Cotty did everything you could ask of him there. He was waiting for the support, put it into the space, and Rugby's been penalised for obstruction, so it's a free kick to West Ham on the edge of the box. .63 minutes gone now. Stewart with the free kick. Low, hard, cannoned off Bumstead for a corner. Ward with the kick. To the near post, easily headed out. Stewart curls it inside, Pates heads clear. Again at the expense of a corner. Ward. Again to the near post. Gale flick. Dickens headed off the line there by McAllister. Ward. Wicks. Ray Stewart square to Paris. Threads it through to Bonzo. Godden. Bonds. Well, a bit of a mix-up there. And a corner conceded, which Pat Nevin will take from the right. Stewart with a header. Wood. Nevin. Goal kick. Ray Stewart taking the kick. Obviously Phil Parkes must have an injury of some sort to his foot or to one of his leg muscles. A good crisp shot there, well taken by Parkes. Clears it long. Dickens beaten by Jones. Hilton to Stewart. Bonzo running well. And he beats Jones, he's brought down. Got it back to Ward. Fine bit of running there from the old man. Free kick. Wardy to take it. Well, the Hammers could do with a goal right now. Gale! Oh, and a magnificent header and a magnificent save by Godden. It looked goal-bound all the way there. Tony Gale looking for his third goal. Ward with a quick corner. Orr. Bonds. Keane. And ball! It's a penalty. It's a penalty. A great header by Keane. Oh, that would have been his first league goal as well. And it's handled on the line by McAllister. I think referee Michael Reid is going to book McAllister. "78 minutes of the game gone, all the drama." No, he's not booked him, he's just given him a little telling off. But it's a penalty to West Ham United, the third penalty of the match. And Bonzo's gone back to have a little word with Tony Gale. They're having a little chat. Ray Stewart is going to take the spot kick as usual. Well, this is a real cat and mouse affair, you know. He put it in one corner last time. Where will he do it this? Really important kick this for Ray Stewart. And now into the 79th minute. Ray Stewart versus Tony Godden. Ah, great goal! Low and hard, beat the keeper. He dived the right way. 3-3. Ray Stewart, 2 goals. That makes it his total 3 for the season. And so now we're in for a hectic finale to this game. Well, Chelsea are pushing everybody up. Looks like they want to go for the winner. Nevin. Back to Jones. Wood to McAllister. The cross was blocked. Corner to Chelsea. McAllister to take. The sun's troubling the players in the middle. Wardy got a touch to clear it there. Wicks swings it out. Paris intercepts. Keane. Dickens. Darren Wood. Hilton. Keane to Hilton. Long ball, trying to find Cotty, but Pates cut it out. Bumstead. Gale. Neil Orr. Long ball. Dickens against Wicks. Goes to Cotty. The whistle's gone. Wicks back to his keeper. Stewart. Rugby. Nevin. Push it for McNaught. Big, strong, muscular player. Hard driven cross, but it's blocked. Ward. Straight down the line to space. Dickens read it. Wicks whacks it into touch. Bonds with a throw. Ward. Bonds. Low cross. Bumstead whips the ball into touch for a corner. Billy Bonds, the magical man of West Ham. Ward with a kick. Orr. Well, it was a firm header, but from a long way out. Straight into the arms of Godden. He's going to kick it long, deep into the West Ham half. Hilton gets the touch. Stewart. Dickens, beautiful flick, back flick, over the top of Wicks, crosses, and it's a great goal by Cottee! What a goal! Oh, it's Bonzo that got it in, Bonzo! Brilliant! West Ham take a 4-3 lead. Well, you couldn't get a better game than this. This is true, exciting entertainment. Cottee. Rugby. The game has seesawed from one side to the other. First Chelsea in front, then West Ham, then Chelsea again. Now West Ham are back in front. And what a bit of inspirational play we had from Alan Dickens to create that goal. A long ball over the top, Cottee's chasing, Pates is in front of him. Goes past Pates, gets the shot in, and what a goal! What a goal from the England striker! That is international class! Minutes, 5-3 to West Ham. Well, what a game we have here. And the last two West Ham goals have been truly marvellous. Paris with a throw. Cottee's calling for it. No, Ward on the right. Kevin Keen's in the middle. Will he get there? No, Godden gets there first. Well, the layoff just wasn't quite good enough. Orr. Bonzo. Beats Jones. Cottee's in support. To Orr. Cross-field ball to Stewart. Into space for Ward. McNaught's charging in. Skips up. And it's the end of the game. The final whistle has gone. West Ham United 5, Chelsea 3, and what a cracker.
Match Chelsea were to feature at down at the Bridge was Manchester City. The date was October the 18th. Chelsea still to register their first home victory of the season, and goals a little bit difficult to come by as far as league form is concerned. Previous week they'd been at West Ham and had scored 3, but had run out on the balance of play 5 goals to 3 losers. So much expected from this afternoon's match, and Chelsea did indeed register their first win.
Verratti in space. Oh, and he's put it in. Wrong foot in Tony Godden. Very, very good turn by Imre Verratti.
So 1-0 to City, and Chelsea yet to reply.
With first pass shots. Wrong footing. Brought to the ground by Clive Wilson.
The match is now in the second half. Mickey Hazard has come on as a substitute, and watch this goal coming up from him.
Mickey Hazard in space, moving forward. Trying one, and it's straight in the corner. Brilliant goal by Mickey Hazard.
So that made the scores 1-1, and the winner coming up right now.
Super sub, Mickey Hazard doing it for Chelsea. Mickey Hazard, the Chelsea scorer. Touch in to Dixon. And that's number 2 for Chelsea, and John Bumster's got it.
So there we had it, the first home victory in the league for 15. The match that followed next at the Bridge was Newcastle United, and here we see Gordon Durie getting his first goal for the club at the Bridge.
Another Chelsea throw. In fact, the referee's given a free kick there for a foul on Rugby by Stevenson. So Nevin to take this one. Tries to float one towards Durie. And a beautiful cross and header there. Great goal there by Gordon Durie. Really left his marker. Managed to get in a diving header to open the scoring for Chelsea. Lovely cross floated over there by Pat Nevin.
So Chelsea getting their noses in front for once, and unfortunately Newcastle came back to score these 3 goals.
McDonald. Trying to put Newcastle through now. Thomas with the shot. And it's there. To Beardsley. This could be dangerous for Chelsea, and it's there. Oh, the ball broke loose just outside the Chelsea penalty area there. Ball played forward, runs to Goddard. Right on the edge of the Chelsea area now. This could be dangerous. Ball play through. And it's there. Well, that looked like a very soft goal, I must say. How Chelsea defenders let that one through.
Soft goal maybe, but there's Peter Beardsley making it 3-1 for Newcastle. And so yet another
Follow their team. And clearly there's a club very much on the up. First corner of the match to them. In it comes. Fashanu goes up and gets it. And that's number 1 for Wimbledon. Fashanu heading in unattended in the 6-yard box. And a dream beginning for Wimbledon.
So an excellent start for Wimbledon, their first visit to Stamford Bridge, and they promptly followed up with this goal, coming in 10 minutes.
Opening up for him, and the shot, and that's number 2 for Wimbledon. Brilliantly taken goal by Fairweather.
By this time, Chelsea defence a little bit rattled, and we began to see a little bit of an unsavoury incident on the pitch. which saw Doug Rugby being sent off, at which point Chelsea were reduced to 10 players, and Wimbledon struck for their third goal of the afternoon.
And that's number 3 for Wimbledon. Unbelievable play by Chelsea there at the back.
But more was to follow when Wimbledon completed the rout in the second half.
And Chelsea clearly throwing caution to the wind, throwing everything they've got at attack whenever they can, and cruelly left exposed there. Corner comes in, and that is number 4 this time for Wimbledon. And this time it's number 4, Jones is the scorer.
So very disappointing result there from Chelsea's point of view, and I wonder what the bookmakers' odds were on predicting the correct score of this match before it started.
Not surprising to see Wimbledon.
Still, things could only get
which means that Barry Venison is included and Jan Molby has not recovered from his hamstring injury. The player missing from the last league match when Liverpool were beaten by Watford is John Walk. Kenny Dalglish is the substitute. Well, Chelsea would be happy to have sunshine from anywhere at the moment. John Hollins, as Trevor Brooking has just said, has lost Kerry Dixon and Pat Nevin, an ankle and a groin strain respectively. And indeed there are 5 changes from the team which conceded 4 goals at home to Wimbledon last Saturday week, I suppose we have to say. Included in midfield Jerry Murphy at number 11, and Kevin McAllister gets the role that would have been played by Pat Nevin. Keith Hackett refereeing his 3rd game of the weekend. In fact, the first was an under-11 match on Saturday morning, then a local league match yesterday afternoon, and now he's at Anfield. He clearly has no intention of going early. Spackman and Doug Ruby. They'll be hoping to play better passes than that one. Dublin. As you may well have read, Grubble are early into the act. As you may well have read, it's 51 years since Chelsea was successful on this ground back in 1935, also in December. That's in league competition. They have won here in the Cup since, rather more recently in 1966, when John Hollins, the manager, was one of the players. David Speedy, Barry Venison, wearing 10 but playing at right back. Came here in the close season from Sunderland. Actually, it was a little bit of a do-it-yourself transfer. He wrote around to all the First Division clubs, reminding them that he was available. Nicol. And the first touch for Eddie Nijveski. Speedy up in front of Hansen. Not a bad try. I noticed that a lot of words have been written about this being John Hollins' trial by television. But if managers were judged on getting successes away from home at Anfield, there would be quite an enormous turnaround of them, I would think. Here's McAllister. The gap's there, but the shot really wasn't. Whelan. McMahon to the left. Rush in the box is offside, and is given so. It's well played out by Murphy. Nicely done by Chelsea. Jury, if it's played early, is unmarked in the middle. Speedy couldn't do it. It was a bit tough on Gordon Jury because he'd certainly found where the gap was, but it needed the first time ball from Speedy, which is very easy to play from the back of the stand. or even high up on a television gantry. Murphy, McAllister. Same amount of push and shove between Hansen and John Bumstead. Venison. Rush. Gets slightly gingerly to his feet, Ian Rush. Trying to get out of a rather barren spell, actually. He hasn't scored for 5 games, or 6 if you include the match in Dubai. Venison, first time shot. Cut out by Pates. And a bit of an argument going on, it would seem, between Pates and Dublin as to how Venison had so much room on that right side from Liverpool's viewpoint. The Chelsea left, which should have been Dublin's, presumably. We've had 10 minutes of the contest. Gillespie. Great climb by Speedy. Whether Niedzwiecki would have got across, I'm not sure, but Speedy certainly cleared it well. Well watched by McLaughlin. Speedy. Oh no. Walsh. Good challenge by Bumstead. But the Liverpool pressure increasing. Five now in the box for Liverpool. Nicol. And Bumstead, who was put completely off balance by Ronnie Whelan, in the end had a simple tap out. Lawrenson on the near post. Rugby got it away. Spackman, Murphy. McAllister is having quite a lively start. Speedy. Oh, that's a poor clearance by Nicol. Murphy. And they're all looking at Steve Nicol for a very unlike Liverpool piece of defending. I can only assume that nobody shouted to him, but he just put a header to the edge of the 18-yard area and no more. And there Jerry Murphy was waiting, but couldn't keep the ball down. Pates. Free kick to Chelsea. Speedy wanting to get on with it, but the whistle had gone. Worth noting that that attack was born of the length of clearance by Eddie Niedzwiecki. Spackman, Murphy and Jury on the ball. Rugby makes the run right to left. Speedy tries to get up. Well cleared by Lawrenson and then by Beglin. No space for Pates and for Dublin if he needs him. And The ball forced him to go back there rather than onto it. Bumstead, Spackman, Speedy, McAllister, Rugby outside, everybody else the other way. Murphy, good try and a good save. And a bit of dip on that, a bit of swerve too. Good striker of the ball on his left side. And well turned over. And the man who produced the corner takes it. Or at least forced the goalkeeper to produce the corner takes it. Grobbelaar, a bit of a punch down. Jury. Too much. Interesting that there have been a number of occasions when Liverpool have overhit the passes so far in this match. That is when they are at their most dangerous, when they seem to be under pressure and suddenly they break and the cover is not there from the opposition. Oh yes, he's on. This is a real opportunity. Grobbelaar to meet him. Gary Gillespie got back to deny him. But maybe McAllister wanted too many touches. Waited too long. Good challenge slide in by Gillespie. McAllister. Well, they're queuing up. And the free kick is given Liverpool's way. And Bobby Charlton, when you get a chance like that, you have to really make up your mind when you're going to let it go, don't you? Did he?
Yes, actually, I thought that the lad thought that he was offside, but he was really very direct, went straight to the post, but good covering by the Liverpool defence. But it's the type of situation where he has to make his mind up quite quickly, where he's going to go, which foot he's going to hit it with. And by the time he made up his mind, unfortunately, the chance was gone. And but it was a terrific opportunity for him. And I think that Chelsea have been playing really quite good, constructive and intelligent football, and the crosses that have been coming in have been finding some of the Liverpool players wanting. Even though people like Gillespie and Hansen do have the height advantage, they haven't been shown it at this particular time. No, Chelsea have been quite well pleased with the first period of this match. They've done very well.
Murphy. No problems this time for Grobbelaar. But our statistician has worked out that Chelsea, in coming up to 25 minutes gone, have had 6 opportunities on his goal, whereas Liverpool have not really created one on Eddie Niedzwiecki's. As has been said on just a few occasions, it's a funny game, football. This had been played on the Saturday, you'd have said it was an absolute home banker, but not proving to be so at the moment. McMahon, Nicol coming across. Lawrenson, Gillespie to his right. Rush. Still on it a bit. Whelan. And the chances now stand at 6-1. Good distance this time. Unkind bounce on Pates. Travelling gets a foot in, but he's not finding life too easy. And here's Nicol on this side. Didn't make it, never looked like doing so. Free kick against McLaughlin. Foul challenge on Rush. And this free kick coming right on the half-hour point. 0-0 the score. 4 marking 3 to the right of the wall as we look. Rush is the nearest, then Walsh, then Lawrenson, then Gillespie. Oh yes, Ronnie Whelan! Got a well-taken free kick. Niedzwiecki was way over the other side and came back to get to the ball which had gone over the wall. He was in the right place, I'm not just suggesting that he wasn't, but he had so much ground. Anfield certainly full of noise this afternoon. Murphy. That shout came from Mr. Hackett. Played by Hansen. Bumstead. Ronnie Whelan was the player who got in the way. Lawrenson. Liverpool attacking the Kop end, which is the way they like to play in the second half. Niedzwiecki in trouble, and the Barron spell ends. Nichols cross, and you know who scores, and you know what that means, and I'm not going to tell you any more than that because it's becoming the most boring statistic in football. But what a good cross. Niedzwiecki was in trouble at that moment, and up rose Rush. And that's 2-0 Liverpool, and his 22nd of the season. Just look where Niedzwiecki is now. He's never going to reach the cross, and Rush climbed so well. And of course, let me remind you, came from Steve Nicol. Oh, and this is Paul Walsh. And this is Ian Rush, but that's Niedzwiecki's. Murphy. Foul by Lawrenson, which I think the Scotsman made sure he got, but even so was a foul. This is a very, very similar position from which Ronnie Whelan scored in the first half. Just slightly further away, I suggest. Four-man wall. Well, the fact that Dury has taken a position on the left would allow Murphy to try and curl it around with his left. Goes for the header, which he doesn't find. McAllister struck it well, but straight at double up. Well, you've got one note being held at one end of the ground and a constant Chelsea at the other. I suppose they'll be trying to keep it up for another half an hour. That's the position as we reach the hour in the match. 2-0 to Liverpool. Good return, Jim Beglin. Lovely turn by Rush. McMahon. Never had any doubt in his mind that he was going to go for goal. Good save by Niedzwiecki. There's a player to his right, but he was going to have a strike with Steve McMahon, and it was palmed away for the corner. Walsh. Whelan. Rush made it his. Lawrenson just flashed at it. Spackman. Chance. Beglin got in the way. There was a 4-1 break then for a moment. It's a fine ball by Venison to Nicol, who supplied the cross for goal number 2. Walsh. Corner. Gillespie, off the line by Murphy. Tremendous Liverpool pressure, which will come to an end. Free kick for the challenge on Murphy, who was the player who just cleared off the line. Did it with great aplomb. Nichol's corner. Flick came from Gillespie, and Niedzwiecki seemed to see it late and just poked away. McMahon. Beglin. Alan Hansen scored Liverpool's goal on Tuesday night in Dubai. Hasn't done that too often. His last league goal was in May '84. Rush thought that he might be in for one then, but the back header from Walsh going slightly astray. Here's the Liverpool skipper. Beglin. Nichol. And still. Rush in the middle, Whelan on the near side as we look. Nichol. Oh, I say, what a classic goal! Well, Niedzwiecki picks himself up from the back of the net. He had to make so much ground as Nichol came across. There were two possibilities of a pass on for him. Niedzwiecki was well forward and he chipped the ball over his head so sweetly to find the back rigging.
What a fantastic goal. I was just actually thinking that Paul Walsh is having a really good game, but Steve Nichol, who has had a particularly good match on that side of the field, actually just scored the type of goal that you would dream about. I mean, everything went right for him. The players were all caught on the heels. He had a good look up, saw the goalkeeper just a yard or two off the line, but that was enough for him to make the decision, and a brilliant goal was the result.
3-0 to Liverpool, and the century achieved. And if you're going to score a goal which decides the century, you couldn't ask for much better than that. All three goals have been very different, but all really quite classic. The free kick from Whelan, the header from Rush, the finish from Nichol with the chip. Murphy. Whelan, it bounced a bit kindly for him, Rush is offside. McMahon. Determination from Benison. The linesman shook his head when the referee looked at him, but there was a moment when the ball was handled then. But it had to be intentional, of course. pass the other way. Rush. Oh, he's made the gap. Didn't really find a shot worthy of note. 10 minutes left. Wood to Rugby to nobody.
Well, completely superior Liverpool now. A little bit of trepidation for me. It's our team that have to come and play them here on Boxing Day, but I've no doubt Alex Ferguson will have had a close look at them and act accordingly. But what a tremendous arena to have a really top-class football match. I'm sure the people that have watched today have enjoyed it, even though the match might have been slightly one-sided.
Well, now I know why you've been writing all those notes. Lawrenson. Dalglish. Pates upside him. Five minutes remaining, and it probably won't be enough for Kenny Dalglish. Having got on, he's immediately got the taste for it. Hansen. Venison. Kick against Colin Pates. McMahon. Climb again by Speedy, but Hansen didn't take his eye off the ball for a second. McLaughlin. Nickel. Free kick against Rugby. Scott against Scott. Here's Gillespie. So much power in it, but it doesn't go. Really tanked that. And it spun away from Niedzwiecki. Took, it seemed, an eternity to get up, but the ball did not cross. Just couldn't regain his balance, the goalkeeper, but he did just in time. Jury, Speedy, unlucky. Nice sportsmanship. Good early ball. It's a question of getting there first and sticking out the foot. And Speedy got there first, but couldn't change the angle of the movement of the ball. Venison. Hansen. At the hole, while Whelan got back to an onside position, and here's Hansen. Niedzwiecki very quickly off his line. Whelan. Lawrenson. Mr. Hackett has one look at his watch. Nothing it is. For half an hour we wondered But once Ronnie Whelan scored, the die was cast, and Liverpool offered us 3 real gems. Beautiful goals. Whelan getting the first, Rush getting the second, and Kenny Dalglish's side coming off quite comfortably the victors, with Nicol getting the 3rd goal, and a brilliant goal it was too, the 100th against Chelsea.
And Tottenham coming into this match with their 5-man midfield formation, where Glenn Hoddle was particularly prominent. But of course, they also had the explosive finishing skills of Clive Allen.
And it's Allen now in the break. Clive Allen shoots, and that's number 1 for Tottenham. A real Clive Allen bullet.
And what a beautifully made goal that was from Glenn Hoddle.
And a lovely touch inside to Waddle again. Dances round. Oh, that's number 2 for Spurs, and it's that man Clive Allen again. Beautifully worked goal from Spurs. And Dixon up, nice touch on to Speedy, looking for Nevin, and that's a penalty. A most peculiar foul if ever I've seen one. Martin Keown chasing Pat Nevin, in fact overtaken him, managed to trip him up as he ran for the same ball, and absolutely no danger at all there. So, could this be a bit of a, what I would call the rub of the green for Chelsea? Penalty for them. So, Nigel Spackman lining this kick up. Blasts it, and straight at the roof of the net. So plenty of tall men on both sides in that Aston Villa area now. Rogel with a kick. Speedy up. And that's number 2 for Chelsea. That is Kerry Dixon. So Roy Wedgell with a kick for Chelsea. And that's number 3 for Chelsea. And it's the skipper Colin Pates rising high at the far post to put that one away. Good touch on by Wedgell to Speedy. Hang round his marker, cross in, Dixon up, and that's number 4 for Chelsea. And the partnership of Speedy and Dixon does it. And I think Speedy is even happier than Dixon at that conversion.
A slice there from Nizwicki. Good challenge there from Keith Dublin. Ball breaks to Dixon. Ball still with Chelsea. McNaught, and that's number 1 for Chelsea. Speedy up well. To Dixon, back to Speedy again. Oh, and that's number 2 to Chelsea. Brilliantly struck goal by John McNaught. And that was excellent forward play. Combination play between Speedy and Dixon. And a beautiful interchange of passes between those two before they slip the ball back to John McNaught. And what a bullet he put in the net there. Speedy well up there. Look at that for pass to Nevin. Still Speedy. Get his cross in. Can Speed to Nevin. And Wedgley with number 3 for Chelsea. And that went right under Dixon's foot. And that's Roy Wedgley's first goal in senior football for Chelsea. Interesting to note Colin Pates looking up from that position and trying to set away his forward straight away. Now Byrne. And he's got it in. That's number 1 for Rangers. And very, very good play there from Johnny Byrne indeed.
With these goals. So, corner kick to be taken by Mark Walters. Oh, and that's number 1 for Villa. And Steve Hunt scored. And that was quite a bad goal from Chelsea's point of view. Flick on at the near post. Oh, that's a wasted cross.
And the action now takes us into the second half. There's just over the hour gone, and Chelsea have brought on their substitute, who is Mickey Hazard. And this action was to follow one of the great saves of the season down at the bridge.
Now Sainrod for Villa. Setting himself up. That's good experience there. To Walters. Oh, what a shot there. And is this number 2? Brilliantly saved there. And excellent play by Eddie Niedzwiecki and Keith Dublin getting that one away. That really was a... And belted clear from Jury. Speedy to Jury. Can he go the whole way? And that's it! That's the equaliser! Brilliant goal from Gordon Jury! What a goal and what a time to score!
And Hazard show.
Ball breaks for Mickey Hazard. Sweeps it out a long way to Gordon Jury. And Gordon Jury putting it past Evans. Cross in the middle. Oh! Still danger. And the referee's given a penalty. Gordon Jury went around, looks like Alan Evans. And tonight. Mickey Hazard lines up. And there it is! For the first time tonight.
Thanks, Ian. Let's take a check on the teams. Watford unchanged with Tony Copeland in goal, their player of the year last season. In the back four, Steve Sims and John McClellan make a solid and reliable block in the centre. The former Everton midfield man, Kevin Richardson, has been a lively newcomer this season, and Kenny Jackett will be alongside him. Up front, I expect we shall see Nigel Callaghan and John Barnes making runs from deep positions. Barnes, incidentally, has shaken off a knock he received last Saturday, with Luther Blissett and Mark Falco up front. Chelsea, by contrast, big injury worries. Goalkeeper Eddie Niedzwiecki still got a leg injury. Tony Gordon gets another chance. Colin Pates and Joe McLaughlin both missing from the back four. Steve Clarke, a recent signing from St Mirren, makes his first full appearance alongside Steve Wicks. The midfield, though, looks a little more settled. A chance for Mick Hazard, who's been in and out of the side this season, to show his worth. And then up front, David Speedy, who trained for the first time really yesterday. He's been past fit, though, up there with his fellow Scots, Gordon Durie and Pat Nevin. Our referee today comes from Wales, Howard King of Merthyr Tydfil. And one of the two Chelsea subs, remember there are two in the FA Cup, the England striker Kerry Dixon, as we know, so much in the news, And with that transfer request this week, a report incidentally that Aston Villa are prepared to spend a lot of money on him. Some reports even say £1 million. That's news to us, said Chelsea today. Corner to Watford, which Nigel Callaghan will take. Callaghan, who'd been on the transfer list for 15 months, but had a talk with Graham Taylor, the Watford manager, yesterday, and is now asked to come off it. Flick on there, and it came off McClelland's into the arms quite comfortably of Tony Gordon. Sims again. A little flick on by Richardson. Falco shot! But it's given offside. It won't count. It was a super strike, but it will not count. Well, talking a moment ago about Mark Falco, it's crossed in here, but there was an offside. A flick on by Richardson, caught on the volley by Falco, touched by Gordon, and an offside and some running repairs. I think that's Nigel Spackman. David Bardsley. It's an interesting cross. Oh, and Clark did well. It was a difficult moment for the young defender there, Brian.
Typical Watford, smacked him from about 40-50 yards, and the defender nearly put through his own goal, actually. But it was a good move by the right back. I think he crossed the ball.
Well, that's Steve Clark, man just bought from St Mirren. Man that Celtic were desperate to buy, but Chelsea nipped in and had an option on him first. Here's the corner for Watford. Wicks and Clark between them getting that one away. Callaghan returning it once more. It should be Gordon's ball. He's got it, he's lost it. And this time the goal has been given. And it was Blissett who made the final touch. Furious with the referee. It was Falco right in there, and there was a little delay there, it seemed to me, before the referee finally pointed. He had it and lost it, and it's got to be Blissett who claims the goal and puts Watford into the lead with 16 minutes gone. It's Jacket. Watford have got a problem with Louisa Blissett. He's now in the centre circle. He took a knock, you may remember, 4 or 5 minutes ago, right in front of the trainers' benches. And the birthday boy, 29 today, who's already scored the only goal of the game so far, looks to be in some sort of trouble. So they'll bring Eddie Hales, the physio, on.
Strange type of position he's gone down. Footballers don't normally either kneel or crouch or anything like that. They've got something matter than either sit down or lie down. And I think he's got it in his back, you know.
I'll tell you something else, Brian. His record there of league and cup goals. In point of fact, I think he's only 7 short of a club record of 160. At least 155 there, but he's getting very close to a club record for the late Tommy Barnett, who got 160 goals for Watford in the 1920s and 1930s. That's some servant over 10 years, and they made a nice profit on him. They sold him to AC Milan for, I think, £1 million, and then bought him back for about half that figure.
This is football at its best on this type of pitch, and Chelsea are a battling side by normal standard.
Well, here's Dury, a shot on goal, just past. It was an excellent piece of keeping by Tony Coton, but a lovely piece of striking here, thinking all the way by Gordon Dury. The little chip and just got his fingertip to it. And we gather that Luther Blissett has gone to hospital for x-rays on his ribs. Not the way to spend your 29th birthday. Well, a corner then for Chelsea as they keep this pressure on Watford, looking for an equalising goal. Mike Hazard to take it. And brought Spackman right forward. And working in, undetected at the moment, very late, is Steve Wicks. Speedy, a tremendous header. Dury. Oh, and Speedy almost got in there again. Wicks trying for all his worth to get in there again, when it looked almost certainly that Chelsea were going to get back on terms. against it. Wicks after this one, but here's Dury for Chelsea. Little cross coming in, and at full stretch that time, McClellan to get it away over his own crossbar for the corner.
Graham Taylor was saying in the week, Brian, that people talk about it's such an awful place to lose as Wembley. He said it's a darn sight worse in the third round of the Cup. I mean, you know that, of course. But he said also that when you've won in the fourth and you're in the last 16, that's when you really begin to think this could be your year. Well, Watford are leading 1-0. Here's Barnes, and the cross is a good one, and it looked like a shove by Callaghan on Dublin, but nothing was given, and Watford go on, and are pushed away that time by Godden. Barnes turning it in! No, disallowed, disallowed.
The Watford players think he scored.
It's not, it remains 1-0. We think it must have been offside.
I'm not sure what it was actually, it happened so quickly.
Callaghan with the cross. It was a good, well, it was a desperate push away there by Godden. And Barnes returned it, but it was disallowed. Callaghan. Callaghan again. It'll be a Watford throw. Well, he's back again. He's scored, he's got injured, he's gone to hospital for x-rays. He's back on the ground, Luca Bissett. Now, Malcolm Allen. He's turned him both ways. Good work by Godden. Callaghan against the crossbar. And then just wide by Malcolm Allen. Really would have made it safe, and Watford desperately unlucky there not to score goal number 2. Malcolm Allen, who's had a really good game since he came on as a sub, rifling in that cross there, it's whacked against the crossbar by Nigel Callaghan. And it's Gordon Dury, who I think has picked up a knock along the way. Just coming into the picture there, hobbling a little bit. Well, is the stage set?
Got a little bit of stick from the Chelsea fans. Chelsea home supporters, or whoever you support, don't like people who want to leave the club.
Well, Allen again.
I'll explain a bit more. They think their club's the best in the country. That's why they get annoyed when people want to leave, and rightly so.
Seconds go, and there are 5 minutes now remaining, and Watford still leading by that Luther Bissett goal early in the game, 16 minutes.
Was away to Norwich, where they drew 2 each, so a very valuable point there. And then it was away to Watford in the 4th round of the Cup, and unfortunately losing out 1-0 on the day. The next match at the Bridge was Sheffield Wednesday, Chelsea winning 2-0 with these goals.
And that looks like a penalty, and yes, the referee's pointed to the spots. Absolutely no complaints by the Sheffield Wednesday defence. As he made his mind up, blasts it, and there it is, number 1 for Chelsea. Chapman heading on, but Clark doing well. Nice turn there from Hazard. To Spackman, good supporting play this from Chelsea. Spackman again. To Dury, cross in, and that's an own goal coming in there.
Oxford United, and this was one of the matches where Chelsea really put on the style. 4 really good goals coming up.
Lots of skillful players on show here from Chelsea. It's move still with Chelsea. Dury going around his defender. And yes, that's a penalty. The referee right on the spots. And it looked like number 3, John Dreyer, bringing him down. Ball marks him, his head down when he gets the ball, straight for goal, and defenders are sticking at that last foot and causing untold spots. And there it is! The roar goes up round the bridge, and Mickey Hazard puts number 1 in the back of the net for Chelsea. Dublin. Good game he's having. Mickey Hazard. Oh, what a ball from Hazard to Dixon. Dixon turning, still with Dixon. Lays it back to Jury, and that's number 2. Brilliant goal from Chelsea. Brilliantly conceived goal. Once again, good move there from Chelsea. Now Dixon on the charge. Caton and Dixon, and he's got it. Number 3 is from Chelsea. Brave header there from Kerry Dixon. To Nevin, Spackman to Hazard. Oh, and a beautiful ball there from Hazard. And this has got to be number 4. Oh, it's still there. And that is it, Pat Nevin burying it in the back of the Oxford goal. But what a beautiful move from Chelsea again. Mickey Hazard, as soon as he saw the ball coming his way, he told Keith Dublin exactly what he wanted to do. Dublin duly
So,
avoids.
4-0 to Chelsea, and the best fixed scoreline of the season.
Dead ball line and pulled it back.
On the strength of that performance, could Chelsea fear anybody?
On here, 3 against 3, quickly played into Stapleton, to Gibson, oh, and he's hit the post, and it's come out.
And for those of you with the benefit of slow motion, I can guarantee if you play that back, you'll see it was definitely a goal, and the commentator was wrong. So, one that got away from Manchester United's point of view.
But what a fantastic shot there from Terry Gibson. Steve Clark.
Well, Chelsea's luck was certainly in, but the first goal of the afternoon was to go to Manchester United, which what I commented on was a dubious penalty decision. In fact, it was a definite penalty decision.
Oh, no, unbelievable. This looks like a penalty has been awarded to United for United. Opportunity for them to break the deadlock. And what a golden opportunity this is for Peter Davenport. Davenport against Tony Godden. And there it is. Number 1 for the afternoon to United. And Peter Davenport on the mark for them.
So Chelsea trailing by 1 goal, but their luck was still in. And this was an amazing clearance off the line by Jerry Murphy.
Robson to Gibson. And that's... Oh, and it's off the line by Murphy. How did that...
So Chelsea's luck definitely in, but they're still trailing by 1-0. And then came this.
Dixon to Pat Nevin. Nevin trying to go around Duxbury. And that's it, the equaliser. Mickey Hazard there, but brilliant play by Pat Nevin. That was real magic. Absolute sheer magic. What a chip cross. When he looked like he lost it as he was running through, Duxbury nicked it off him.
So a point 1 there, and Chelsea would be very grateful to have got out of that match with a draw.
For Arsenal, Paul Davis is out with a knee injury. Gus Caesar gets the number 8 shirt. And up front, well, Charlie Nicholas also out with an ankle injury. Ian Allinson comes in. Now Chelsea, it's certainly quicker to say who's missing here. Goalkeeper Nijveski is one, so Tony Godden plays. Defender Steve Wicks is out. But it's a useful looking back four for all that. And then in the midfield, Murphy, Hazard and Bumstead are all out. The last 2 failed tests today. And among the forwards, Dixon, Dury and Speedy are all missing as well. A real nightmare then for manager John Hollins. But he aims to play an attacking 4-2-4. And among those in this reshaped Chelsea side, Colin Lee's called into the attack, only his 2nd game of the season, to be partnered now by 20-year-old Colin West, who makes his league debut. West, who was called back on Thursday from Partick Thistle, where he'd been on loan, and scored 10 goals for the Scottish club, a youngster from Middlesbrough. The referee is Ray Lewis of Great Bookham in Surrey. So Chelsea get us underway in the old blue strip. Manager John Hollins suggesting that he wanted to play 4-2-4, a real attacking formation with 4 up to really go for it, as he puts it. This is as sure as anything, if you sit back and defend, Arsenal will come piling at you. And we're going to see Pat Nevin playing away down the left-hand side. It's Colin Lee. And an early break here. And a free kick for Chelsea, right on the edge of the Arsenal box, as Roy Wegerle is brought down. Well, encouraging moments for Chelsea, unbeaten at home here since late December. Against an Arsenal side that lost only 1 of their last 7. Colin Pates behind this one. Darren Wood in there as well. So noticeable that Stephen Clark's coming up from the back. And Pates driving it into the Arsenal wall, looking to get the rebound, but didn't come his way. Hayes eventually getting it away for the visitors. There's no doubt at all the man who's really got Arsenal moving this season takes them to Wembley. There he is, George Graham, again with that lucky red scarf on, taking them to Wembley in their first season as a manager, next to his chairman Peter Hillwood. Chelsea, a brilliant goal by Colin West. What an amazing start to a league career. Less than 5 minutes gone and a scorching shot. A great ball by Lee, only his 2nd game of the season. And just look at the youngster now, driving it past Lukic. The 20-year-old, after 4 minutes, gives the underdogs, which is what Chelsea are on this day, a surprising 1-goal lead. And what a goal it was. And what a moment for him to remember. The lad from Middlesbrough, back from Scotland where he'd been scoring well, has done it in front of the Chelsea faithful. And what a moment then for the Chelsea manager, John Hollins. Goodness knows that at the back they're looking rather pensive. Now Alisson. I imagine John Hollins looking a little worried at that moment as well, with Alisson storming in. He's a young manager who's had his problems this season, but so much of it seems to be coming right, and what a brilliant start. And at the moment a little quieter and less animated than they were in the closing stages at White Hart Lane on Wednesday night. The Arsenal fans who are here in force at Stamford Bridge today. Chasing after this one as well, but Anderson there, but he and Nevin between them forced Anderson into that, well, if you can call it an error, but forced him to concede the throw, which Dublin will take. Short for Pat Nevin. Begley, real up and under there, Colin Lee at the far post. Nevin was right in there. The flag appears to have stayed down. Good jump there by Colin Lee. What an excellent jump by him. And little Nevin coming in, but was caught off balance. A bit muddled there at the moment, and the flag is up for offside against Martin Hayes. Clark with the kick. Up there again, having a real battle, but he won it in the air. Alisson coming back, could be in trouble. Arsenal getting themselves into a spot there now. Can Nevin embarrass them further? He's got a yard, he's got the cross in, and Wingley! Oh my goodness, there was a chance there. No, the flag was up. The flag was up. But certainly Chelsea are pushing themselves forward with those 4 men up. And they're giving Arsenal all sorts of problems. And of course he played in that same side as John Hollins, the Chelsea manager, sitting at the back there. John, for his part, played 127 league games for Arsenal. Clark away. Adams behind it. Sanson helping it on. Here's McLaughlin. Played on. Wegley caught well offside. Sanson with the free kick as the half-time whistle goes. Good first half for Chelsea, and certainly their manager's gamble of playing 4 up and going for it, as he put it, has paid off. With Colin West having scored that scorching goal after only 4 minutes, but a lot of credit too for the men at the back, people like Joe McLaughlin and Colin Fates, who've done well to hold up Arsenal when they've come forward. So it's still very much in the balance, this local derby here at Stamford Bridge. At half-time, Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0. So Arsenal get the second half underway. Now they attack the goal to our left. And winter certainly has returned, as you can see, with snow flurries here in West London. McLaughlin being whacked away by Clark. Bates helping it on, the chase is on. West looked for a moment as though he might lead the charge. Colin Lee, oh, and he had it taken off his foot by David O'Leary when he was lining up the shot wide of Lukic. Great chance there for Chelsea. And again, this bustling little character who's 19 years old, Colin West. And then Colin Lee had it charged down by the Arsenal defender. Meantime, an Arsenal player down, collapsing just in front of the Chelsea bench there. George Graham down at the bench now. And Arsenal, for the moment, going on with 10 men. Dublin getting the better of Rocastle, and Dublin dumped to the ground. And it's all got a little bit nasty there. Possible feeling that the first challenge that ended with the Arsenal player down by the bench was a little sterner than it need have been, and maybe a little bit of retaliation there. And referee Ray Lewis on the left of the picture calling David Rocastle to him. Rocastle, remember, who was sent off a few weeks back against Manchester United, and consulting with the linesman, and he will be booked. Well, a hero on Wednesday night, and nothing at the moment going right for young David Rocastle today. So with 62 minutes gone, Chelsea leading with Colin West goal to 0. Jones with a header. Lee playing it on, and West is onside, and he's got the legs of ball, and he's brought down just outside the box. It'll be a free kick. But his speed is quite phenomenal. This 19-year-old from Middlesbrough, making his league debut, brought down by Tony Adams, and presenting Chelsea with all sorts of possibilities here. Tony Adams was probably booked for that challenge as well while we were waiting for that free kick to be taken. And referee Lewis insisting that that ball gets back 10 yards, and he's still not satisfied. Now he is. Nevin and Darren Wood behind it. It's Nevin curling it! Just over. Sanson. Allinson. Kick for Arsenal. It might come from Rocastle, and a lovely piece of goalkeeping by Tony Godden. Just flicking that one up from short range, high over the bar. Rocastle in there, driven hard with his left foot, flicked away by Godden. Arsenal's corner, Allinson with it. Rocastle again, charged down that time by Clark. Still Rocastle weaving a little bit of magic on that far side. Merson turning it in, and Pates getting it away. O'Leary playing it in this time. Quinn now, and again Chelsea looking for a little bit of respite, and Lee's long clearance now putting West in the clear again. O'Leary is after him, and he's bringing Wegley in, and it's straight into the arms of Lukic. To the other there, when you felt that Arsenal had a chance of equalising, and suddenly Chelsea were firing on all cylinders, and Wegley's shots stopped by Lukic. Knocked away by Jones. Lee couldn't quite get it through. It was a rough challenge there by Pates, a high one on Rocastle, and there's the fun and games. And the referee, in fact, using some physical force of his own to get Colin Pates away from that situation. Rocastle down injured from the challenge by Colin Pates, who's now being called to the referee, and his name goes into the book. And here's one. Feet were a little high on Rocastle, and a pretty unpleasant one it looked. Quinn is up for this one. Can Thomas get in? And Chelsea somehow get it away again, and the ball in fact goes off the Arsenal player behind for the goal kick. Backpedaling,
Merson trying to get in, and Bates taking the safe way out again. Wood getting this one away. That's a free kick. And O'Leary will get himself booked as well. The fourth Arsenal player to go in the book, to add to Colin Pates for Chelsea. Didn't look all that serious to me, I have to say. Pates with the free kick for Chelsea inside the last quarter of an hour. And Lee making a back for O'Leary, Arsenal's free kick. Gets it away for the kick. Benson with the corner. Again, a moment of tension and pressure for Chelsea, and it's over the top from Quinn. And John Hollins just a few seconds away now from what will be a very good weekend, I would think. Something like, well, certainly the Chelsea section of the 29,000 crowd here at Stamford Bridge just willing him to make that final blow. Foul that time by Wood. And perhaps another problem for Chelsea as the ball reaches David Rocastle on the far side for Arsenal. Merson playing it in for Allinson. There was a half chance there for Arsenal. Relaxed on the Arsenal bench there, George Graham and Theo Foley, but I think probably realising that that was their last chance. And at last, I would have thought the relief flooding for Johnny Hollins, and on the right, Ernie Whalley, his right-hand man. The final whistle. A great win for Chelsea, and their manager John Hollins, a broad smile from him, looking up maybe at his chairman. Lost 8 of his first team players for this game through injury, but it was one who came on making his debut, 19-year-old Colin West, with that raking drive of his after only 4 minutes. That provides a...
Nevin. Oh, and confusion in that West Ham defence. All cannoning off of Phil Park's chest. Crossing again, Jury up. This time it's Steve Wicks. Trying to turn. Cross in. Hazard. And beaten away. And that's it! Number 1 for Chelsea!
And a very good afternoon to you from Stamford Bridge for one of the truly big matches of the season. Chelsea at home to our visitors Everton. Before we kick off, I'll just take you through both sides. For Everton, number 1's Neville Southall, 2's Gary Stevens, 3 is Paul Power, 4 Kevin Ratcliffe, 5 is David Watson, 6 Peter Reid, 7's Trevor Stephen, 8 Adrian Heath, 9's Wayne Clark, 10's Alan Harper, and number 11's Kevin Sheedy. And the Everton substitute is Neil Poynton. For Chelsea in goal, number 1 is Tony Godden, 2 Steve Clark, 3 is Keith Dublin, 4 Colin Pates, and 5 is Joe McLaughlin. 6 is Darren Wood, 7 Pat Nevin, 8 is Mike Hazard. 9's Gordon Jury, and welcome back number 10 for Kerry Dixon. 11 for Chelsea's Keith Jones, and the substitute today is the little pocket battleship Colin West. And of course both teams going into this game with much to prove, but Everton certainly will be chomping at the bit. They're in second place in the First Division going into this match, and should they manage to walk away with 3 points today, they will go top above Liverpool. Chelsea, for their part, since Christmas, have got just about the best form in the First Division.
and certainly they'll be wanting to keep that momentum going. So plenty to look forward to this afternoon. Chelsea in their traditional all blue strip, defending the goal away to our rights, and Everton in the all yellow strip. And we're away. Pitch going to be very, very tricky for both these defences. Very, very greasy, very heavy rain before the kick-off. And both goal mouths are very well sanded. So quite possibly a day where it won't be good football that's going to win the game, but who makes fewer mistakes. There's Mickey Hazard. And Joe McLaughlin sending it back to Tony Godden. And the Everton left side of utility player, Powell with a throw. Finding Reed, nice touch from him. So well picked up by Pates. Mickey Hazard getting himself in a bit of a tangle. Good challenges coming in from Everton. Stephen finding Gary Stevens. Trevor Stevens again. And round Keith Jones, getting to the dead ball line, cross in, and good defensive play by number 4 Colin Pates, putting it away for a corner to Everton. First opportunity of the match for Everton then. Just 2 minutes gone. Opportunity for Stevens, cross in, and away by Colin Pates. Everton breaking again. And Kevin Sheedy getting on his left foot, setting himself up the cross, in it goes. And a slice clearance coming in from Steve Clark. So, second corner of the match for Everton. Sheedy lining it up. Near post and away by Dixon. That's number 10, Harper let him fly there, but wide of the mark. Well, this really isn't the ideal day to be standing on the open terraces here at the bridge. And it's the sort of rain where you don't think it's raining too badly, but you get drenched in double the quick time. And so far, with just the 9 minutes gone, both sides holding their own very well. Mickey Hazard. Dublin. Inside to Wood. Good play by Wood to McLaughlin. And here's Gordon Jury. Now will he have a run at them? Trevor Stephen back, but Jury's still got it. Can he get his cross in? He can. Deep one. Dixon lay it back. Darren Wood setting himself up. And a brilliant save by Neville Southall, pushing it around the post. So what a beautiful move that was from Chelsea. Side to side, backwards, back across the side again, then up to Jury, and beautiful cross lay back by Dixon. And Darren Wood's shot just pushed around the post by Southall. Excellent play. Here's Pat Nevin with the corner. Short one, Hazard setting himself up. Still with Nevin. Going around Peter Reid. Still with Nevin. Shots, and just wide of the mark. This is good stuff by Chelsea. Dixon going up for it. Well collected by Southall, who loses it. That was a hell of a jump there from Dixon. Now break on here for Everton. Adrian Heath on his way. Chased by 3 Chelsea players. Colin Pates coming over. Heath trying to turn. Pates not giving him a yard. Eventually does turn. Finds Reid. Back to Heath. Oh, beautiful turn there from Heath. And eventually good defensive play by Mickey Hazard, giving away the corner. So delightful play there from Adrian Heath, holding the ball up well until support arrived. Salford with the corner for Everton. Oh, and that's number 1. And it looks very much to me like an own goal from Joe McLaughlin. Real confusion in that Chelsea defence. And I think that was Joe McLaughlin side putting that wide of Tony Godden. So 23 minutes gone. Chelsea 0, Everton 1. What an unfortunate goal that was. So good cheer coming in from the Everton fans, supporting their team away to our left. Here's Pat Nevin for Chelsea. Then we get to Hazard. And easily cut out there by Ratcliffe. Outside to Stevens. Wayne Clark laying it back, but only as far as Keith Jones. Mickey Hazard doing well. And surface beating Keith Jones there. That was an important ball for McLaughlin to win. Very difficult to get that back to Godden. Steve Clark bringing it away for Chelsea. And Everton closing Chelsea down very well in midfield now. Peter Reid for Everton. And Gary Stevens back to Southall. Nice left there from Adrian Heath to Trevor Stephen. Reid inside the fullback. Gary Stevens, good attacking run this, good cross. And Heath just unable to get on the end of it. But beautiful move there from Everton. Here's Nevin for Chelsea. So cut out by Power. Good play by Hazard. Whoops. Didn't go to the intended player, I'm sure. And the referee spotting the infringement and giving a free kick to Everton. Here's Dixon for Chelsea. To Jury. Peter Reid against Keith Jones. Reid's got a couple of yard starts. And he gets it easily back to Southall. Here's Hazard. It's Nevin. Nicked off him by Trevor Stephen. Early ball there from Reid. Here's Adrian Heath. Good, tenacious little player he is. Ball by Watson. And good classy play there from Steve Clark for Chelsea. Jury quickly taken to Dixon. And now it's Gary Stevens bringing it away. Peter Reid. Beautiful layoff by Heath. Trevor Stevens. There's a break on here. Tony Godden coming out of his goal. And a good clearance from him. And right on the stroke of 45 minutes. The referee blows his whistle. As the teams troop in. At the end of a very muddy rainy, miserable first half with some excellent football though. Chelsea trailing by this 1-0 Goal scorer, unfortunately for them, own goal from Joe McLaughlin. We'll be back with you shortly for the second half. Good welcome back. It's what should be the beginning of the second half. Two teams have been out for some time, and the referee and linesman having a little saunter out now, and they're ready to go. So at the end of 45 minutes, Everton in pole position, and at this point, top of the first division. So I wonder if Chelsea can do anything about this. They certainly strung some superb moves together in the first half. And not the two sides look much more direct. Well, we shall see. Everton very, very tough to break down. Away we go. Dixon up. Bump coming in from Watson. Colin Pates. Good challenges coming from all the Everton players all over the pitch. Hazard laying off well to McLaughlin, to Clark. Pat Nevin for Chelsea. Sheedy well back, but Nevin's got the measure of him. Cross in. And hacked away. McLaughlin forward. Nevin trying to get through. Still with Nevin. And clearance coming in from Watson. Very unlucky there from Chelsea. Here's Peter Reid for Everton. A dangerous one cut out by Jury. So Chelsea beginning the second half as if they mean business. And a very good afternoon to you from Stamford Bridge for one of the truly big matches of the season. Chelsea at home to our visitors Everton. Before we kick off, I'll just take you through both sides. For Everton, number 1's Neville Southall, 2's Gary Stevens, 3 is Paul Power, 4 Kevin Ratcliffe, 5 is Dave Watson, 6 Peter Reid, 7's Trevor Stephen, 8 Adrian Heath, 9's Wayne Clark, 10's Alan Harper, and number 11's Kevin Sheedy. And the Everton substitute is Neil Poynton. For Chelsea in goal, number 1 is Tony Godden, 2 Steve Clark, 3 is Keith Dublin, 4 Colin Pates, and 5 is Joe McLaughlin. 6 is Darren Wood, 7 Pat Nevin, 8 is Mike Hazard. 9's Gordon Jury, and welcome back number 10 for Kerry Dixon. 11 for Chelsea's Keith Jones, and the substitute today is the little pocket battleship Colin West. And of course both teams going into this game with much to prove, but Everton certainly will be chomping at the bit. They're in second place in the first division going into this match, and should they manage to walk away with 3 points today, they will go top above Liverpool. Chelsea for their part since Christmas have got just about the best form in the first division, and certainly they'll be wanting to keep that momentum going. So plenty to look forward to this afternoon. Chelsea in their traditional blue strip, defending the goal away to our right, and Everton in the all yellow strip. And we're away. Pitch going to be very, very tricky for both these defences. Very, very greasy, very heavy rain before the kick-off. and both goal mouths are very well sanded. So quite possibly a day where it won't be good football that's going to win the game, but who makes fewer mistakes. There's Mickey Hazard. And Joe McLaughlin sending it back to Tony Godden. And the Everton left-sided utility player, Powell with the throw. Finding Reed, nice touch from him. So well picked up by Pates. Mickey Hazard getting himself in a bit of a tangle. Good challenges coming in from Everton. Stephen finding Gary Stevens. Over Stevens again. Then round Keith Jones. Getting to the dead ball line, cross in. And good defensive play by number 4 Colin Pates. Putting it away for a corner to Everton. First opportunity of the match for Everton then. Just 2 minutes gone. Opportunity for Stevens, cross in, and away by Colin Pates. Everton breaking again. And Kevin Sheedy getting on his left foot, setting himself up the cross, in it goes. And a slice clearance coming in from Steve Clark. So, second corner of the match for Everton. Sheedy lining it up. Near post and away by Dixon. That's number 10, Harper letting fly there, but wide of the mark. Well, this really isn't the ideal day to be standing on the open terraces here at the bridge. And it's the sort of rain where you don't think it's raining too badly, but you get drenched in double the quick time. And so far, with just the 9 minutes gone, both sides holding their own very well. Mickey Hazard. Stublin. Inside to Wood. Good play by Wood to McLaughlin. And here's Gordon Jury. Now will he have a run at them? Trevor Stephen back, but Jury's still got it. Can he get his cross in? He can. Deep one. Dixon laid back. Darren Wood setting himself up. And a brilliant save by Neville Southall, pushing it around the post. So what a beautiful move that was from Chelsea. Side to side, backwards, back across the side again, then up to Jury, and beautiful cross lay back by Dixon. And Darren Wood's shot just pushed around the post by Southall. Excellent play. Here's Pat Nevin with the corner. Short one, Hazard setting himself up. Still with Nevin. Going around Peter Reid. Still with Nevin. Shots, and just wide of the mark. This is good stuff by Chelsea. Dixon going up for it. Well collected by Southall, who loses it. That was a hell of a jump there from Dixon. Now break on here for Everton. Adrian Heath on his way. Chased by 3 Chelsea players. Colin Pates coming over. Heath trying to turn. Pates not giving him a yard. Eventually does turn. Finds Reid. Back to Heath. Oh, beautiful turn there from Heath. And eventually good defensive play by Mickey Hazard, giving away the corner. So delightful play there from Adrian Heath. Holding the ball up well until support arrived. Alan Harper with the corner for Everton. Oh, and that's number 1. And it looks very much to me like an own goal from Joe McLaughlin. Real confusion in that Chelsea defence. And I think that was Joe McLaughlin's side putting that wide of Tony Godden. So 23 minutes gone. Chelsea 0, Everton 1. What an unfortunate goal that was. So a good cheer coming in from the Everton fans, supporting their team away to our left. Here's Pat Nevin for Chelsea. Then we get to Hazard. And easily cut out there by Ratcliffe. Outside to Stevens. Wayne Clark laying it back, but only as far as Keith Jones. Mickey Hazard doing well. And surface beating Keith Jones there. That was important ball for McLaughlin to win. Very difficult to get that back to Godden. Steve Clark bringing it away to Chelsea. And Everton closing Chelsea down very well in midfield now. Peter Reid for Everton. And Gary Stevens back to Southall. Nice lay off there from Adrian Heath to Trevor Stephen. Reid inside the fullback. Gary Stevens, good attacking run this. Good cross. And Heath just unable to get on the end of it. But beautiful move there from Everton. Here's Nevin for Chelsea. So cut out by Power. Good play by Hazard. Whoops. Didn't go to the intended player, I'm sure. And the referee spotting the infringement and giving a free kick to Everton. Here's Dixon for Chelsea. To Jury. Peter Reid against Keith Jones. Reid's got a couple of yard starts. And he gets it easily back to Southall. Here's Hazard. It's Nevin. Nicked off him by Trevor Stephen. Early ball there from Reid. Here's Adrian Heath. Good, tenacious little player he is. Balled by Watson. And good classy play there from Steve Clark for Chelsea. Jury quickly taken to Dixon. And now it's Gary Stevens bringing it away. Peter Reid. Beautiful layoff by Heath. Trevor Stevens. There's a break on here. Tony Godden coming out of his goal. And a good clearance from him. And right on the stroke of 45 minutes. The referee blows his whistle. As the teams troop in. At the end of a very muddy, rainy, miserable first half with some excellent football though. Chelsea trailing by this 1-0 goal scorer, unfortunately for them, own goal from Joe McLaughlin. We'll be back with you shortly for the second half.
We're giving away 10 pairs of them every week. Just look up the quiz in the 24-page card.
And a very good welcome back. It's what should be the beginning of the second half. Two teams have been out for some time, and the referee and linesman having a little saunter out now, and they're ready to go. So at the end of 45 minutes, Everton in pole position, and at this point, top of the First Division. So I wonder if Chelsea can do anything about this. They certainly strung some superb moves together in the first half, and not the two sides look much more direct. So we shall see. Everton very, very tough to break down. Away we go. Dixon up. Bump coming in from Watson. Colin Pates. Good challenges coming from all the Everton players all over the pitch. Hazard laying off well to McLaughlin, to Clark. Pat Nevin for Chelsea. Sheedy well back, but Nevin's got the measure of him. Cross in. And hacked away. McLaughlin forward. Nevin trying to get through. Still with Nevin. And clearance coming in from Watson. Very unlucky there from Chelsea. Here's Peter Reid for Everton. Oh, that was a dangerous one cut out by Jury. So Chelsea beginning the second half as if they mean business.
And again this season, and they lost this time 3-1. Goal scorer was Keith Jones, and the final away match was down the road at Loftus Road against Queen's Park Rangers, and Chelsea drawing 1 goal all, and they had Roger Freestone in goal for the first time this season, and the scorer making his debut was indeed John Cody. So back with the current match on your screen is Chelsea against Southampton, and Pat Nevin just about to strike for Chelsea.
Mickey Hazard lines up the free kick. And away we go. Here's Colin Pates, chip in. Dixon, Nevin, and that's it! Number 1 to Chelsea. Goal scorer Pat Nevin. Delightful chip in there from placed by the diminutive but very, very fast Colin West.
So the Southampton equaliser coming in right now to level the scores 1-1.
Oh, look at that, it's a goal. Goal all the way, and it's Colin Clark's got it.
And that was the final score. Point shared.
Went up for that one, free header at the far
And
post.
Chelsea now sitting on 13th position in the league table. Leicester City in deep relegation trouble were the next visitors down to the bridge. And a few goals on view here. But just to bring you up to date with one of the last away matches of the season, Chelsea travelled to St James's Park, Newcastle, and they lost that one 1-0, so Newcastle did the double over Chelsea. Back to the action, but prior to watching the goals, the boys in blue are going to feature now. What a fine job they've done for Chelsea this season. Very, very little crowd trouble at all.
And the referee seems to be discreetly telling both players that they are nicked. And talking about getting nicked, you will notice we've got a very, very strong contingent of the boys in blue taking up a position as if they are ready to attack. And even as I speak, there's even more reinforcements arriving. And very smart too they look. Well, perhaps that challenge on the pitch was perhaps a bit more sinister than I saw. But, plenty of help on hand if needed.
And back to the action. Chelsea going to a 1-0 lead with this goal.
Oh, nicely off there from Darren Wood. A real chance, Dixon, and he's buried it. And good work there between Darren Wood and Steve Clark to set that opportunity up. Steve Clark.
Leicester got straight back in the match from the kick-off in the second half, and more goals were to follow.
And welcome back, and we're ready to go with the second half. And for this half we've got Chelsea defending the goal away to the left of our commentary position. And if you need reminding, it's Chelsea 1, Leicester 0. And the duel between Darren Wood and Mocklin, I think Darren Wood shading it on point so far. Now Alan Smith charging through, and he's got past Wicks. Smith, and he's buried it. And very sloppy defensive play there from Steve Wicks, allowing Alan Smith to latch on. And Alan Smith absolutely... Now a break on here, Jury. Over the goalie's head, and it's number 2 for Chelsea. And a real defensive mix-up caused that goal. Now a break on here, here's Kerry Dixon. Only the goalie to beat, and he's got it. And I must say, a very strong suspicion of offside about that one. But a lovely ball there from Colin West. The Leicester City defence just wasn't there. And Kerry Dixon running through.
So, another victory for Chelsea and another 3 points. Unfortunately for Leicester, that was the end of their existence in the First Division. And for them, it was relegation. Here's Murphy. Ronnie Whelan to McMahon. To Whelan again. To Gillespie. Aldridge up, but beaten by Steve Wicks. Nigel Spackman. Chance here, and that's number 1. No, and it's away. But John Aldridge should have done better with that. Very nearly the first opening going to Liverpool there. Here's Spackman. Good servant he's been for Chelsea over the years. And out it goes for a throw to Chelsea. Cody up well, there's a break on. Here's Dave Speedy. Only the goalie to beat. Picks his spots and brilliantly saved by Hooper. So 2 golden opportunities at either end. And that's Kerry Dixon being mauled by Gary Gillespie, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. I'm sure Speedy couldn't believe his luck there. That really was most uncharacteristic of this Liverpool back line. So opportunity for Chelsea now. Free kick, about 25 yards out. And we've got Gordon Jury lining it up. Letting fly, it's a good one, and it's in! What a shot from Gordon Jury! And to the best of my recollection, that's the first free kick I've actually seen him take all season down here at the Ridge. And what a shot that was! Absolutely gave the goalie no chance. Beautifully worked free kick from Chelsea. Number of players standing in the wall with the Liverpool players. And bang! Up strolls number 7 Gordon Jury and absolutely puts an unstoppable shot past Mike Hooper. So with all of 2.5 minutes gone, it's 1 near miss to Chelsea, 1 near miss to Liverpool, and now it's 1 goal to Chelsea. So 1-0. What a start. Well away by Hansen. McLaughlin faced by Rush. McLaughlin getting it away. There's a break on here. Aldridge. Still with Aldridge. And away it goes for a goal kick. Spackman forward to Ian Rush. Rush poleaxed on the edge of the area, but no free kick. Of course, Chelsea with a much reshaped side today from recent matches. But it's good to see the partnership of Speedy and Dixon, which Liverpool always admit to having a real handful every time they play them. And here's Mulby for Liverpool. Aldridge turning well into Rush. And he's got it! Ian Rush has scored. And what a well-worked goal that was from Liverpool. Beautifully set up for him by John Aldridge. And there's your man, the main man, Ian Rush, in the right place at the right time yet again. With 9 minutes gone, it's Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. There's a mistake there by McLaughlin, letting in Aldridge to Rush, shot, oh, and well saved there by Freestone. Well, that's the message of the day from Ian Rush. If he has a snip, he's going to have a bang. On by Johnson, and away for well, that should have been another corner, but goal kick awarded.
There's Darren Wood with the throw. What a tremendous tail end of the season he's had since he was converted to a midfield player. But he's back in his regular until about 8 matches ago, right back position. There's confusion here in the Chelsea defence, and Aldridge is in. Back to Rush. And, Jerry Murphy almost caught in possession. Here's Mulby setting himself up the shots. And well collected by Chelsea goalie Roger Freestone. So Ronnie Whelan with the free kick for Liverpool. Ian Rush back to McMahon, to Mulby. Liverpool trying to build again. Here's Whelan. Deep cross in and away by Dublin. Johnson cross in and went plenty of time for Darren Wood. And speed of the pitch just beating Darren Wood. So Liverpool's chance to build again. Rush, nice layoff to McMahon. But didn't quite connect. Away by Venison. Here comes Dublin for Chelsea. To Cody. Trying one. And it's just wide of the mark. Well won by Aldridge. And two old sparring partners there clashing, John Bumstead and Nigel Spackman. Partners for quite a few matches down here at the bridge over the years. Now Dublin looking up for supports. Jury to Cody. Here's Dixon. Laying it back to Jury. Cross in. And a beautiful goal. What a brilliant goal from Johnny Bumstead. Absolutely brilliant stuff. That is one of the best moves I've seen down here all season. Brilliantly set up by Kerry Dixon. Lovely cross in by Gordon Jury, and bang, Johnny Bumstead charging for the middle and heading a really powerful header into the top corner. So with 29 minutes gone, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. And Steve Wicks deciding, right, let's slow things down. Bash straight into the seats. There's Hansen giving himself plenty of time. Here's Whelan. Was a warm welcome for the next Chelsea player to come back to the bridge. Plenty of boos are ringing around the pitch whenever Nigel Spackman gets the ball. Completely uncalled for, but there's McMahon to Mulby. Gordon trying to break for the middle there, but impeded by Cody. Here's Whelan, setting himself up, but not a particularly good shot. And it's a goal kick to Chelsea. It's Keith Dublin. And Spackman just doing enough to get that away from Bumstead at the expense of a corner. So Jerry Murphy over to take the corner kick. All the tall men come forward for Chelsea. McLaughlin on, but away by Gillespie. And Bumstead having another dig there. Feels his luck's in today. But the referee had already blown up for a free kick. Here's a break on Ian Rush. Looking up, sizing up the situation. Spackman to Jan Mulby. Ball bobbing around like a pinball there. And here comes Cody for Chelsea. Oh, it's going the whole way, but well covered by Alan Hansen. Hansen forward. And Johnson coming in again. Away by Cody. Here's Venison. Finding Aldridge. And Steve Wicks doing well to get that away. And there goes the half-time whistle. At the end of a largely entertaining first 45 minutes. It's Chelsea got their noses in front, 2-1. And as I said on a couple of occasions, splendid goals, all three of them were. So Chelsea have got their noses in front, they're leading by 2-1. And for the second half, here go Liverpool, attacking the goal away to the right of our commentary position. Well away by Dublin. Here's Gillespie. Good first half he's had. To Ronnie Whelan. To Spackman. Good cross in and well away by Steve Wicks. Helped on by Cody to Speedy. There's Cody again. Whack. Up and under, and Steve Wicks gets it. Big cheer from the Liverpool fans at half-time when they heard that Everton are losing. Of course, Everton, the neighbours from down the road, they are the First Division champions this season. That's a bad one, but away by Gillespie. Here's Speedy for Chelsea. To Bumstead. Bumstead again. And Speedy getting onto this return. First crime. Jury. Oh, it's so close, just right of that post. Another beautiful move there from Chelsea. And Gordon Jury held his head there as that one just whistled wide of the post.
Aldridge to Mulby. Good run by Steve McMahon. Good long, solid crossover. And Jerry Murphy not too happy with that decision. Craig Johnson and McLaughlin away. And Jury completing the clearance. There's Mulby. Shot. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, and Ian Rush has missed a sitter. And it looks like the Liverpool players are asking for a penalty. Now, it looks like they're really upset about that. It looks like someone might have stuck a hand out and pushed it over the bar. If they did a brilliant save. That was point blank from Ian Rush. And that will be one to watch on the slow motion. 30, Jan Mulby. Beautiful shot from him. Thumping against the Chelsea post. There's Venison for Liverpool. Good run by McMahon. It's a chance here. And he's blasted it wide. Break on here, here's Speedy. Trying to cut it back, but it's still in. Speedy again, crossing. Jury, oh, and high over the bar. Well won by Gillespie, but only as far as Gordon Jury. Is he going to have a go past Whelan? He does. There's Darren Wood. Oh, nice running from Wood. Laying it back. Speedy. Oh! Linesman flagging for offside, but really, that should have gone in. Here's Mulby. Gillespie to Hanson. To Venison. Hanson again. Oh, and that's it! Steve McMahon snatched the equaliser for Liverpool. Beautifully worked goal, set up by Alan Hansen, and then Steve McMahon bravely diving in. And there's a Juventus-style firecracker just been let off. Well worked goal there for Liverpool. Here's Venison. Oh, Liverpool going for the winner. Oh, McMahon almost got there in the path of Ian Rush. So we've had 4 excellent goals this afternoon so far. Will either side be able to make it 3 points for the afternoon's work? There's Spackman. Cut out by Darren Wood. Still with Spackman.
Oh, and Craig Johnson doing well to beat McLaughlin in the air. Dublin forward. And here's Jury. Away by Ronnie Whelan. Now Spackman breaking for Liverpool. Well cut out by Johnny Bumstead. Now here goes Chelsea with Cody. Speedy. Dixon asking for it. Oh, and what a goal from David Speedy! Absolutely fantastic goal. Speedy all around the stadium, and what a peach of a goal that was. Gillespie to Hansen. Oh, beautiful ball there from Hansen. Here's Ronnie Whelan, cross in, Ian Rush there, he's got it. It's got to be the equaliser, and it is! John Aldridge has got it! What a game this is! Another well-worked move there from Liverpool, building it up gently, and then it broke for John Aldridge. What a game this is! Chelsea 3, Liverpool 3. Gillespie back to Cooper. Right on the stroke of 90 minutes, the referee blows his whistle at the end of a very truly entertaining afternoon's match. Chelsea 3, Liverpool 3. And 6 better goals you won't see. As the Liverpool fans go up to clap the travelling fans who've come all the way down to see them this afternoon. And the Chelsea players are going to do a lap of honour, thanking their fans for the support that they've given them all season. You see the mass ranks of the Chelsea faithful up the shed end, giving the team a good send-off, a well-earned summer holiday. And there regrettably is the last we're going to see of Ian Rush, gracing England's soccer pitches for some time as he makes his way down the tunnel. What a great player he's been, a great servant for Liverpool.